Welcome to Wealth Coffee Chats, folks, for your daily live updates. Get the most out of today's episode by participating in the chat. Make sure you ask some questions, be part of the conversation, have a bit of fun, grab a coffee or a tea, take some notes, and get ready to start your day, folks. Quick few housekeeping rules, though. No spamming, no advertising or self-promotion in the chat. That's not on. Be kind and respectful to everyone when participating. And most of all, have a good time. Real estate investing can be your biggest asset. It also can be your most expensive asset when it comes to getting it right or getting it wrong, folks. It can be time-consuming, stressful, and that's why here at Positive, we have what's called a 6-star team, a full-service team that provides integrated wealth and property investing solutions and services simply designed to help you progress towards your goal of passive income through your property portfolio, folks. Make sure you check out our other podcasts on the Positive Mentor Network. Not only is there Wealth Coffee Chats, there's the Urban Property Investor. Drops every Wednesday with straight talking investing strategies and lessons with Sam Saggers. Property Investor Tales. This is where our clients, you guys, share real life stories from property investing, hosted by some of our advisors and strategists. And that's done every fortnight, dropping every Monday. Wealth, Wine and Wisdom, folks, that debriefs the week that was in the world of finance and property, hosted by yours truly, Jason Witten and Andy Fenton on Fridays. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chats. Marvellous Monday. Hope you're well, folks, wherever you are. If you think it's Get Rich Quick, you're in the wrong place. This is the wrong podcast. This is the wrong live for you. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat. Hope you're all awesome and well.
Morning. G'day to you and everyone tuning in. Morning. So we get started. Hope you got your coffee this morning. Maybe a little bit of a sponsor. Shout out to Fonzie Abbott, drive through down the road. But hey team, welcome aboard Wealth Coffee Chats, Property Management Wednesdays. Good to see you guys here nice and early, which is great for you. The regulars already jumping on. Chris, morning mate to you. Kevin, as always. Good morning from me. Good evening to you, and Luke's jumping on as well. So, g'day guys, and thanks for joining another Wednesday Wealth Coffee Chats. I thought today we again might share a bit of a couple case studies, things I'm seeing in the marketplace, and maybe just a bit of a refresher to something maybe we spoke about a couple months ago, and something I always use in terms of some framework around how to lease a property. And I thought I'd share that again today. Just recap on that. Had a couple experiences this week with some clients, some new clients as well, and a bit of interesting. Thought I'd just let everyone know about it again, because it's a really good piece that we need to all understand and keep in mind when when our investment properties are going to market. So Bunty, thanks for jumping on as well, mate. Morning to you. Hope you've got a nice coffee or tea in hand, hopefully, mate. And we'll get on with this morning's chat. So guys, obviously, bit of housekeeping, pop it in the chat. Any questions, conversations, commentary on the things we're going to talk about today, because what we're going to talk about today is the 3 Ps to focus on when leasing your investment property. Now, what are these 3 Ps? Something you guys might have heard me talk about before. And if you haven't seen me around before, my name's Cass. And listen, what I do is, help people keep safe and help them maintain and grow their wealth from a property management perspective. That's what we do here at within the group, and 13 years in the industry. The 3 Ps we want to share today is something I've learned over a decade now, and so I know it's got some sort of success in there, that some sort of strategy in there that works, and it's usually my go-to when we either have challenges or are looking for success, which is really good. So we might jump straight into it. Now, if any of you guys know the 3 Ps, maybe jump the gun on me and pop that in the chat for me and help me out. But if you don't know it, that's okay, because we're going to go through it. But I thought I would talk about a bit of this framework when you are leasing your property out, because I had a conversation yesterday with a client. He's had the property now, I think, going into the 3rd year of its tenancy. Tenants may be looking to vacate and some stuff there. So we're having obviously a market conversation. He said, hey, listen, friend of mine said, rents are slowing down, rents are going backwards. And I said to him, where did you get this information from? So we had a bit of a chat about that. And I know here on Wealth Coffee Chats, we've sort of said, hey, we're seeing some of the vacancy rates perhaps ease slightly, but when we look at that data, it's 0.1, 0.3. It's really at a macro level, and we take that helicopter view for a moment, vacancy rates are still and probably still will be relatively low. So we're going to go with that. And as you guys know, over the next sort of 2, 3, 5 years, there's been some predicted rent growth in that space. So we got talking about rents. His situation was he was going to have to put the property on the market. So we got talking. I said, what's the strategy? And he said, I'm not too sure. I said, cool. So we had a conversation, and this is where the 3 Ps come into it, team. So the first P that you need to know, and think of it like as a framework, think of it as like 3 tick boxes that you want to make sure you're covering really well, that you understand, and that will help you formulate your strategy to essentially, get the outcome you are wanting and/or needing to adjust when you need to. Chris has done me a favor and jumped the gun, and he's got 2 on the board. So presentation and price. So let's start with price. Right now, I'll give you guys 2 examples. I'm going to use it here in Brisbane, but think about it in your marketplace. I'm sure there's something quite relevant in this space. So 2-bedroom apartment in Brisbane. The property went to market. The property leased within a 14-day period, which is considered quite fair given the market activity. Now, this 2-bedroom apartment leased for $100 more per week than the average 2-bedder in the suburb. So obviously averages are taking into consideration all types, conditions, sizes, floor plans, aspects, etc. But quite a significant result given average data. Now, in comparison to its direct comparables, this one achieved 725 per week and was slightly above, kind of the direct comparables in that space. So overall, we would deem that a pretty good outcome for the owner. Owner was stoked. Away we went. Now, we had a different 2-bedder, which I think I shared maybe a fortnight ago. Similar location. It only 10 years old. So relatively speaking, the condition of the property was presented quite well. And this property was with another agent, and it was on the market for 5 weeks in a suburb with a vacancy rate of like 1%, right? So super low. So we need to look at. So we look at price and say, hey, listen, what's happening in that world? It's advertised for $700 per week. How did you arrive at that figure? Where is the evidence? Where is the comparables? Given it's on the market for 5 weeks, what's that activity and feedback been looking like? Now, what we found was that property was $50 a week more advertised, the asking price, than average suburb rent, than its direct comparables. So obviously, as you can see, if it's $50 more per week, it might not be something that is attractable for the prospective tenant out there, right? Makes sense. Supply and demand. And look, we've taken on that property now. We've readjusted to market rates, obviously trying to push that as well for the client. But what's happened is 3 applications within the first sort of 8 days have now come in on that property because it's sort of more aligned with what the market is willing to pay. So given we made that adjustment, could that adjustment have been made in week 1, maybe week 2, rather than week 5, right? Given it's $650, when you add that up over a month, you guys do the math, about $2,500, give or take, right? Of lost revenue. Right now, I think you guys would agree that's not ideal. So, when we have these pricing conversations, I think what I find out there in the marketplace is sometimes we're just chasing a number, but with no real reason or conviction or evidence or strategy behind it, right? So we want to do the numbers because it's how much you keep at the end of the day, right? It's how much you keep. So price, number 1. Number 2, second P, as Chris alluded to, presentation. Right, what does that mean? Is that how the agent presents? Is that how the property presents? Well, it's a little bit of both in hindsight. But is the place clean? Does it need a coat of paint? Client said to me yesterday, he said, hey, listen, I just bought this property. And I said, what's your intentions? Do you want to hold it for 2 years, 5 years, 20 years? And he said long term, and I was like, fantastic. I said, what's your plan around your 7-year rejuvenation? He said, what does that mean? I said, well, look, listen, it's obviously brand new today, but perhaps in 5 to 7 years we might need to put a fresh coat of paint, right? Spending a couple grand every 3 to 5 years, and a coat of paint will do you guys wonders, right? Maybe you need new carpet. There's obviously a bunch of other cosmetic things you can do from a perspective, I guess, on the presentation in that space. But what presentation is about is how does it look and how does it feel? Not just for you, but how does it look and feel for the agent and for the prospective tenant, right? First impressions. Last, we could be talking landscaping, right from the front. How does that street appeal look like, and how does that place look and feel when the prospective tenant walks through that home for the first time, because they are looking for a home in that space. So, sometimes, and this is my observation, 13 years in the industry, sometimes when a property is poorly presented, and you guys might see this on the sale market, if you guys have been into any open homes recently, you might know what I'm talking about. When the home is not presented to its potential, right, regardless of whether it's tenanted, vacant, owner occupier in there, it doesn't matter. In that space, sometimes if that's presented really poorly, that negativity or that perception from the agent, can flow onto the prospective tenant, right? Because if I'm in a property, I'm trying to present it to its best ability. If it's not clean and if it doesn't present well, then sometimes property managers, their attitude and attitude towards the property can change. Their energy levels, right, are not right for that open home, which then can affect obviously how your prospective tenant feels about the property given what they see. Hopefully that makes sense. If that doesn't make sense, pop in the chat, but kind of made sense in my head, right? So it's all about presenting your property really well because you don't want that bad energy, right? It's all about that energy. So presentation, super important. When's the last time you actually had some eyes on your property? Now pop it in the chat for me, team. If you own an investment property interstate, let me know in the chat, and when's the last time you saw it. So I know Luke's on today. Luke came and saw it when he first settled. But we might own property for 5, 10 plus years. We're trusting our property managers to actually get eyes on this property. I want to know, does the skirting need clean? Does the ceiling fans need to be cleaned? When does the aircon, need to be cleaned? And I just bought a place myself. I moved in. The aircon hasn't been cleaned in about 10 years. You should see it. It's wild, right? So got to get it clean. All these little things, team, add up to you getting the outcome that you want in the marketplace that you're in. Right, so price, we're going to talk about that. Presentation, we're going to get that right. Make our agent have the right energy when they do get to the open home, so the prospective tenant not only sees how well it's presented, but feels that as well. And the last thing is promotion, right? Where is your property being presented? 13 years in the industry, when I ask some of our clients and some new people, prospective clients, I say, hey, listen, where is your ad? Now, that example I gave you before, 5 weeks on the market with another agent, I actually said to the client, hey, listen, where is your property currently advertised, right? He spat out realestate.com. Of course, that's the obvious one. But, guys, there's other major portals there. There's social, media aspects. There's databases, there's email marketing, there's a range of different things agencies can use, right? It's like, what do you guys know to be their activity? What do we know to be true? So promotion, standard listings, premier listings, virtual tours, floor plans. We've talked about a lot of these things in the past. How do you get your property in front of the tenant, of the right tenant, at the right time, right? Again, promotion is about understanding how prospective tenants are searching, when they're searching, how they're searching, all that sort of stuff, right? Are they searching by suburb, by price, right? So if you get the price wrong and it's not aligned, we're going to have a problem with the promotional side of things, right? So you can see that each of these 3 Ps, I say 3 because they are not done well in isolation, right? They are done in combination of each other, and we want to make sure each of those things are performing to the best of its ability, right? Because we just want to understand how to get the best out of the marketplace. And that should be the objective, right? You're going to market to find a new tenant. That's cool. But we want to get the best possible outcome in that marketplace at that time. And if you apply this bit of this framework around the 3 Ps, then you're going to be on a much better track. Any significant challenges I've found over a decade, right, doing this, you usually find if you apply this 3 P framework, there's a problem or there's a challenge in one of those spots, right? So that's where you can start. So 3 Ps: price, presentation, promotion, done in combination, not in isolation. Bit of a framework there today, this morning, here on Wealth Coffee Chats. I hope that has helped. Flip me a question if there is any. I hope that makes sense. Very much did in my head, but you know how these things go sometimes, team. It's what you guys are picking up from me. So any questions, pop in the chat. But yeah, listen, next time you have your property going to market, then these, you know, your agency should understand your 3Ps. If they don't know what the 3Ps are, then maybe there's a bit of challenge there in that space. So that's me done and dusted today, guys. That time flew very quickly. As always, guys, any topics, questions, things like that you want to know from a property management world, any challenges you're facing in your portfolio and you want to know, hey, help me out, what's going on, down below. Email address is there. Happy to help. Not going to cost you anything. Just 30 seconds of your time, probably. But always here to do that, team. So look, listen, that's it, done and dusted for Wednesday. Wealth Coffee Chats over and out. I hope you guys enjoy your Wednesday. Don't forget tomorrow, 8:10, we'll do it all again for your Wealth Coffee Chats. Mr. Witten will be back, and away we go. So listen, team, thanks again. Thanks for playing full out. Thanks for having me. Catch you guys soon.
Episode of Wealth Coffee Chat, folks. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a thing when we go live. Improve your portfolio and investing game, folks, with Wealth Coffee Chats live every morning at 8:10 each weekday. Make sure you join us. Previous episodes are also available wherever you get your podcasts, folks, as well as our other podcasts from the 6-Star team here at positivementor.com.au.